Hello Honeybunches, welcome back to another vlog. I'm just going to do a daily vlog today. It's currently the Saturday after my first week back at uni and I was a busy bee, as I mentioned in the last video, in the description box. Such gripping details. I just filled up every spare inch of time with doing readings because that's all you can really do at this point. Too early to start an assignment, so if you're a semi-regular watcher you'll probably realise I've already said this, but yeah, I just try to get ahead on readings in the first week. It's a lot of staring at a screen, but you know, I really like it, filling my days and feeling full of knowledge / bit tired at the end. It's good for stints at a time, obviously. It gets a bit exhausting. Was in a bit of a funky mood yesterday afternoon. Cabin fever had set in a bit. Anyway, as you saw this morning, I popped to the farmer's market. A friend of mine was manning a stall. Womaning. That was nice. Said hi to her, then did some food shopping at the supermarket as well to top up the shop. Came home, put everything away. I have a lot of things I've written down to do today, just admin stuff that I didn't fit in during the week. I think my mum and I as well are going to go to a film this evening. So yeah, hopefully a great day ahead. One thing I meant to mention in the last vlog was, anyone seen the trailer for the new movie about Mr. Rogers? The Will You Be My Neighbour with Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. I'm yet to watch the documentary, which came out I think a year ago. It looked so good, and if you're like, who the heck is Mr. Rogers? Because he's an American, he passed away in like early 2000s I think, but for like 40 plus years I think he had a television show, and he's just like a modern day sort of westernized Dalai Lama or Gandhi, I think. Just his presence. Anyway, I watched the trailer with my brother and we were kind of thinking, we didn't grow up with Mr. Rogers, he's only someone I like heard of in the last like 5 years or so. So we were watching Tom Hanks do like the opening thing of Mr. Rogers coming through the front door, taking off his cardigan, taking off his shoes. So the first bit of the trailer you're like, this is a bit of a slow pace, but then at the end you're left crying. So but actually on doing a bit more reading / watching like snippets of interviews with him, the whole point, this might seem super obvious to people in the US, obviously I'm in Australia so like talking as an outsider here, but the whole point of that opening montage was to like set the tone of the show, which is so important because like monkey see monkey do when you're a kid, and still as like this age many of you can probably relate to when you're talking to people, their sort of energy and how fast they speak really has an effect on you. Obviously it's like a two-way street, but there are some people who I find just it's so calming to talk to because they keep such like a, not a slow, but like a not unsustainable pace of speech. And then there are other friends who I love dearly and we have fab conversations, but like we can just be so like passionate about what we're talking about that I speak so fast and they speak so fast, and then I don't articulate anything. Probably like talking to you guys sometimes. One is not better than the other, but it's just you really admire people like Mr. Rogers, and maybe other people in your life that are just like so consistent, like whether Mr. Rogers was not testifying, but speaking in like the Senate, I don't know what year that was, maybe like 70s or something, or 60s, or he's talking to children, or he's talking to people in the street. He speaks in the same way, and he's just so consistent and kind and like, but this being like a good constant, not like a boring, it's not boring at all. I was trying to think who's like a modern day person like him that is alive today, and the person I could come up with, well, there's many obviously, maybe we could start a little list below. But I thought of Adrian from Yoga for Adrian. What is that YouTube channel? Yoga for Adrian? Yoga with Adrian. Why was that so hard? Yeah, Adrian from Yoga with Adrian. She's so calm and I mean, she doesn't do many interviews. I've searched online, but I think keeps private and keeps a level of anonymity. Good for her. But yeah, any other? I mean, there's heaps, aren't there? Like Malala, oodles. I'm not going to start a long list. Anyway, those people are definitely super inspiring. The book I'm currently reading, which I've already mentioned in previous videos, but why I'm no longer talking to white people about race, I'm about halfway through. Couldn't recommend it more. Please read. It articulates everything so well. I'm up to a part where she's talking about, I mean, it's in the UK context of course, but all Western / colonial, once upon a time / still are, countries can gather a lot of understanding about their own country by reading this book, for sure. These days obviously there are so many more mixed race children growing up, and some people who take the like colourblind approach, which is quite problematic in a number of ways, are like, well, racism and white supremacy is obviously dying down with so many more mixed race generations. But it doesn't work like that, because white privilege affects everyone, even those who grow up with like a white mum and a black dad. A lot of the time those children will grow up sort of in more the white world, and then when they're like in their 20s, many have an identity crisis and really wonder about the other side of their identity that they were never sort of brought up with, whether that's wanting to know like how to style their hair in a way that's not like straightening out the curls, or the food side of things, or the history side of things. It's not like it's really bad parenting. Of course these kids are like growing up to be loved, but I think the point being made was like they are instilled with those white privilege views, and not everyone has like a moment of realization and self-awareness about that. So white privilege isn't going away just because there are more people who aren't visually white, you know? I could talk about it for hours. Anyway, uni-wise, a super good week. I like all my lecturers and tutors apart from one who I've had before, someone who's just a bit full of themselves and I can't seem to smile at her because I find her so irritating. But I still contribute lots. I just do it with a bit of a bitch face. But one unit which I've been looking forward to doing throughout the 3 years of my degree, because it just hasn't been offered yet until now, is one called Men, Masculinities and Society. It's a sociology unit and it's so good. I know this is quite a simple thing and obviously it exists, but I just haven't met anyone. The lecturer is from the UK, and it's just so bizarre for like a man to be doing what I've generally read like feminist women writers saying, which is, he went on like a bit of a rant saying like, if you're a man in this class, which is like 10% of the people in there, TBH, sociology is generally a very unbalanced area of study gender-wise, if we're going along with the binary way of thinking. But yeah, he said if you're a man and you are not okay with feeling uncomfortable about challenging your privilege, then there's the door. Just very refreshing. So I'm pumped for that, majorly. I don't know how much of it will be super new. In some readings I was doing for that unit, I was coming across something about like 1920s sport club photos, so like really early black and white photos of like sport teams of boys. I don't know how old they are, like 16 to 25 or something. There's just such a distinct progression in the style and like comfortability of showing like affection to each other in the photos. If you think of like old sport photos for whatever sport, it's generally like men like sitting like this, like next to each other, no touching. But these really early ones, they were all like piled on top of each other, and their like arms were around each other, like heads together, which is quite bizarre in a black and white when you just think of masculinity. But then sort of like 1920s and then onwards it becomes more rigid. There's like a middle progression one where they're like standing like this and their arms are on, their hand is on like the shoulder of the next person, and then it progresses to that like sitting really rigidly, no touching, no affection displayed at all. When like versions of masculinity progress to the quasi shit situation they are in now. Quasi, semi, whatever. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna buy some compostable dog poo bags now that I found, that are not, they're made out of cornstarch, and we have a dog. Definitely should have done this ages ago, but better late than never. I went to the library the other day and they had a lot of good cookbooks in. By a lot, I mean two. I got this one, the Bosch one, or one of them, and the Smith and Daughters cookbook, which I don't have either of. So I had a peruse through this one last night. They are so good. Like, they've cracked some codes on how to do things really well. The presentation is like out of this world. Everything looks so tasty. Anyway, I'm gonna go through these and peruse and write down, find inspo, find some things I want to try, etc. I also got this one. I'm not familiar with this dude. I am familiar with quite a lot of UK chefs, but not him. Anyway, might find some things in here too.
Many seas must the white dove sail before he sleeps in the sand. How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Some people exist before they're allowed to be free. How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Cry. And how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Hey Honeybunches, just got back from seeing The White Crow, which is about, I've got his last name, but Rudy someone who was a ballerina who defected from the Soviet Union in about, when he was like young 20s, in like the 60s or 70s I want to say. It was directed by Ralph Fiennes, he's in it, would recommend, good film. But yeah, I'm super tired. It's only 9:40 but I've had a big week. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will do a weekly vlog next week so it's not just a one day. But yeah, I hope you are doing well and thank you so much for your lovely comments. Some seriously nice ones lately. I'm so glad that my videos have like a calming effect. I probably said this before, and seem to not cause anxiety because I fully sympathise and can relate and know what you mean when you say that watching other media, YouTube especially, can just be like anxiety inducing to the max. So yeah, hope this was calming as well, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.